Hiya friendos and welcome back to my channel, and today you will notice that I have quite a different setup. It is my fall break. Basically today I'm going to be making a YouTube video that entails me telling you guys embarrassing stories. Yay! Why am I doing this to myself? But yes, you will see today that my hair is not in the best shape, that I'm breaking out, and I don't have any makeup on currently. I'm at my grandparents' house for a little bit. I'm upstairs, so nobody should come and interrupt this. And you guys can't hear anything, which is nice. Only my voice, the occasional car passing by, but not often. So yeah, let's get started. Story number 1. Now this one isn't really embarrassing. It's more like frustrating. But this happened actually last year when I was in 8th grade. I'm a freshman now. This happened when I was in 8th grade, and this occurred while I was in Mary Poppins Jr. This was our production for the fall. It's our fall musical. And we were doing Mary Poppins Jr. I played the glorious and wonderful Miss Andrews. I was a mean old lady. It was amazing. To start off, drama stuff. A lot of drama stuff happened. So there's this one girl, she's about my size, and if anybody knows where I go to school with, or they know what happened, I'm using fake names. We are gonna call her Marilyn. So Marilyn was not a great person. She's my size, very scary, very kind of like, everybody left her alone, if you know what I mean. So basically everybody just kind of like left her alone. She played Katie Nana, and then she switched to ensemble. So we're all just enjoying our first dress rehearsal. And so how our dress rehearsals work is we were in a community college. We were in our Ivy Tech building just down the street from the middle school. And so there was one room designated for hair and makeup. That's where everybody did their hair and makeup. Everybody kept their stuff. It was this one classroom. And then we went into the auditorium. There was a stage. And then there were 2 dressing rooms for boys. Boys on stage right, girls on stage left. So I was up in the dressing room, and I got my dress on, got my fixins. And then I went into the makeup room to get my hair and makeup done. I had to get my makeup done, like, separately because I had to have wrinkles added onto my face, and they had to do my hair specially because we had to spray gray stuff in it. This was back when my hair was longer. And so then I got my stuff finished. I had her leave my lips alone because I wanted to eat lunch. I was very hungry. So I had my dad bring me McDonald's for lunch. And I was sitting out there, and everybody had kind of finished up, and there were only really a couple people left in the makeup room, and I was finishing up my lunch, and I was walking back into the auditorium to, like, look at my phone and stuff, and my friend, we'll call him Keith, my friend Keith ran out, and hugged me, and he was crying, and I was like, hey, number one, can you get off me so that we don't get makeup and, like, smudge your makeup, because he had to be an old person, too, and he was like, well, these people just like, there's so much drama going on. And I looked at him and I was like, what do you mean there's drama? Like, I was out of the auditorium for 15 minutes. And he was like, didn't you see Marilyn run out of the building and blah, 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 blah? And I was like, what do you mean Marilyn ran out of the building? And so I go in the auditorium and I see my friend Pacha, we'll call him Pacha, passed out in the back row. I come to find out that for some reason, unbeknownst to anybody, Marilyn freaked out on Pacha and just started kicking him and punching him, and he was on the floor, and he didn't do anything to start this, as far as I know, but, yeah, so he was unconscious, passed out. And I start freaking out because I'm like, what if she did something to his brain? Like, did he just get the air knocked out of him? Is he just in shock? Like, what's going on? Thankfully, our, hair director, the director of hair and costumes, her boyfriend was helping out, now fiance, I'm really happy for them, and they, he was a paramedic, so he was sitting back there making sure that he was giving him water, fluids, staying with him. I was freaking out, being like, is he gonna be okay? I kept asking him. I was like, hey, is he gonna be okay? He's like, he's just unconscious right now. You go focus on doing your dress rehearsal stuff. And I was like, is he gonna be okay? He was like, he's gonna be fine. You just need to calm down. So I calm myself down. I throw myself away. I check my phone. I text my parents, and I'm furious at this point because this girl and I haven't really had that good of a history. I found out that one of the days that I didn't have to come, I wasn't in any of the scenes. I didn't have anything to do that day. She had yelled at the entire girls' dressing room and called them a female dog, like the word for female dog. Called them the B word, the entire dressing room. And there were like little 6th graders in there, and I was very, very, very upset with her because we were 8th graders. Like, we were the oldest. We were supposed to be leaders, role models, and stuff like that. So I was like, number one, you don't do that. You don't just walk into a dressing room full of girls and call them the B word. That's not acceptable. Now, she hadn't been in any productions the entire middle school, because I was in all 3 productions my entire middle school career. I was in Aladdin Jr., then Guys and Dolls Jr., and then I was in Mary Poppins Jr. And she was never in any of them. She was always costume crew, but then she got in this year. And I was like, you don't do that. I found out that she smacked one of the 6th graders, and I was friends with him, and I protected him at all costs. The one day that I wasn't there, she smacked him so hard on the ear that it rang for 3 hours. She pushed another one of my children, small children. She was a 7th grader. She pushed her up against the wall and left a red handprint. Pushed her up against the wall in the girls' dressing room. I found out that she did all of these horrible things, and I didn't like her at all. And her consequence for attacking Pacha was just she got kicked out of the play. That's the only thing that happened to her. She didn't get expelled, suspended, or anything. But it wasn't on school grounds, so it wasn't anything that they could take care of. Like, they couldn't do anything, but it was a school activity, but it wasn't on school grounds. I was very upset. So she gets kicked out. And I have problems with her, but I'm happy she's gone. We replace her with one of the 7th graders. Fast forward to opening night. There's this other girl. You can forget about Marilyn. Marilyn doesn't exist to us anymore, but there's this girl, and her name was April. And she got accused of using a not great term. It was a slur against LGBTQ community members. Got accused of this, and this was our opening night, and I was very, very, very frustrated with everybody, and I was like, can we not do this? So, it's opening night. We're all chilling backstage, and then all of this drama pops up and stuff. And we decide to kind of chill out, calm down. Everything just kind of gets resolved, like, pushed under the table. I'm everybody's hug-a-bear, because I was only in, like, 2 scenes. So everybody's laying on me backstage. I don't have anything else to do. So I just start drawing and reading a book. Just, like, chilling. And then, second night. The night that everything was being recorded. That was disaster. This is Saturday night. And everything was going fine. And then the term came up again. And then that's when everything exploded. Everybody was so upset. And my friend will call... Oh, you've met him. Dakota. My friend Dakota, he was just chilling, and I didn't know what was happening, and he did. So I was like, hey, what's going on? Like, can you explain this to me? And he explained to me that this girl, April, brought up the fact that that happened last night. And my friend Keith was very upset. And there's like a whole bunch of stuff was going on. And actually, during one of Katie Nana's scenes, that 7th grader ran off stage because she was crying because there was so much drama happening, and it really tore the cast apart. And before our last night, our theater teacher kind of pulled us onto the auditorium before we start getting ready. She wanted our call time like earlier, much early, so that she could give us this little pep talk. She said that we needed to leave the drama on the stage and not have any drama backstage because we were a family. We were a cast, and we were put together to put on this amazing show for people. And everybody kind of chilled out. The last night was actually our best night ever. And then we scrapped everything, we took everything down, got everything out of place, and had our wrap party, and it was so much fun. But yeah, there was like a lot of drama, a bunch of stuff happened, and I don't really talk to a lot of people from that cast. Story number 2. So, I was in 7th grade, this happened 2 years ago, and I was in a different show at a community playhouse called Nonsense to the Second Coming. And I was cast in it with a couple of other kids. I became wonderful friends with this girl, and we'll call her Bumblebee. Bumblebee and I became really good friends. Before we had this scene, I was dressed in a postulate's outfit, insert picture now, with a pink tutu around my waist. I had root beer. I was drinking so that I could get my throat ready, and I had root beer, but I dumped my root beer out to go get water. So I was walking back into this little kitchenette area, and I don't know what happened because it happened so quickly, but I like teetered, and there was this one chair in that area, and I put my knee down on it to catch myself, and it broke through me completely. I broke through the chair. I fell on the floor, everything crashed, and a bunch of people ran back to make sure I was okay, and I was like, I'm fine, I don't know what happened, but I just broke a chair in this theater. It was my first time in this theater ever. To be completely honest, I was surprised that I got cast in any other shows with this theater, but I did. But basically, I was like just standing there, I was laughing really hard, and then we had to go on stage to do this little can routine with our pink tutus. But yeah, I broke a chair. I was just like sitting there. I landed like on all fours, and it was the funniest thing ever. I loved that experience so much. It was so much fun. But like, yeah, that happened. It's not that really funny of a story. A lot of things happened during that play, and they were honestly some of the best times of my life. So I'll like insert a montage here of a bunch of different pictures, but like, yeah, I love those people. They're great people. Story number 3. So this happened actually past summer. I was a student stage manager for a little production called Honk Junior the Musical. And basically a student stage manager, or a stage manager, is people who manage backstage. They kind of make sure that everything on stage is running smoothly. So like set movements, making sure everybody, like the light cues are running correctly and everything. So it was really like fun, and like stage movement and stuff, and it was really fun, and I loved every minute of it. But it was one of our nights, and the producer walked up to me and was like, hey, can you give me the keys for the safe? And I was like, I think my mentor, we'll call her Caroline. I was like, oh, I think Caroline put them up here, and there was a chair in front of me. And I put my knee on the chair to like lean forward and look over, and then this chair was wooden, and the wood like part of the center of the chair broke as I put my knee on the chair. And I got stuck in the chair with my knee stuck in the chair, and everybody was there was like a bunch of little kids around, and there was this one little kid. He had autism. He was on the autism spectrum. And he looked at me and started freaking out because my knee was on the other side of the chair. And he kept trying to pull my knee out. And I was like, hold on, bud. I can get it out. My friend Keith, he helped with stage crew. I grabbed his shoulder. And then I had my mentor's shoulder. And I was like, okay, ready, set, heave, ho! And the producer had the chair, and I pulled my knee out. I told Keith about the experience of me breaking the chair in the last story, and he was like, so how many chairs have you broken here now? And I was like, 2. in the past 2 years. Took chairs. And everybody made fun of me for that. And I'm sure that if I contacted them or been like, hey guys, do you remember that I broke that chair with my knee? They would remember. But yeah, that happened, and that was really funny. We found the keys, by the way. Everything ended up going great. Story number 4. This happened when I was about 9 or 10, and I have this friend. We will call him Grande. He's like a big family friend of mine, but he's of my family, but he's like my best friend. And he always comes out for the 4th of July at my other grandparents' house. They have this big 4th of July party, fireworks and all. And so my dad, I was sitting by where the fireworks table was with my little cousin on my lap. And he was sitting where, like, the audience was by their pool. So the table's here, the pool is, like, here, and then the audience is in this little strip. And so this is where the fireworks were, and then there was another table over here, and I was here. So I was, like, here, and then my friend was, like, here with my other cousin. And so my dad, drunk, lit a bottle rocket, and then he ran away and he bumped the table, and the bottle rocket tipped over and then shot out into the audience. And my friend Grande got hit with the bottle rocket and it exploded in his face. So I throw my little cousin off of me. She's fine. She was like 7 at the time. And I sprint over there to make sure he's okay. And I just see him, like, after everything calms down, he's sitting with his jacket, and there's like a little hole singed in his jacket, and he's just like checking him, and his mom rushes over, and me and her are just like checking him to make sure he's okay. And my other cousin, who we'll call Ryan, and his mom and Grande's mom are checking him to make sure he's okay. Just a little bit of his hair is singed, his ginger hair is singed, and there's a little hole in his jacket. And I asked him, I was like, are you okay? And he was like, I think so. I was like, are you hurt anywhere? Does anywhere hurt? And me and his mom are just, like, looking at each other, like, frantically, like, oh my god, he's hurt somewhere. And so he's like, I'm fine, guys, I'm fine. Just, like, I'm happy that I wore this jacket. And his dad walks down from the thing to make sure that he's okay, because he was sitting up on the deck of the pool. And he looked at Grande. And he was like, I'm glad you wore that jacket. And I was like, what's with this jacket? Why is this, like, are you okay? And he was like, no, I have this protective plate, like, right over my heart. It's like a hunting jacket. So had I not had that there, something definitely would have been wrong, because that scared me a little bit. My dad never forgave himself, and we still mess with him. And actually, every year, without fail, my friend Grande has gotten hit with debris or a firework or something every year without fail. This happens. My mom jokes with him that we need to get, like, a plexiglass dome put around him to make sure he's okay. But yeah, that happened. That was the time that my friend got hit with a bottle rocket. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. This has been super, super duper 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 fun. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please subscribe, like the video, turn on post notifications, comment any other videos you guys want me to do. I can do some singing videos if you guys want me to. I can do some drawing videos, more story times, because I've had a bunch of crazy stuff happen to me over the years. Not great things, but a bunch of really dramatic things. I promise you, a lot of crazy things have happened. So, yeah. But I really hope you guys enjoyed. My socials will be at the end of this video and linked down below. And see you guys later. Bye, friendos! There's a giant bug outside my window. Okay, it's